What's going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nation TV and
Jamar.
we sorry. That's all I'm gonna say. We sorry.
Things out
So
of control, honey.
yeah, things that's out of our control. Okay, so here's the thing: we're gonna let you guys know this is going to be a very unique interview. Okay, very unique. We don't normally do them like this. Um, how can I put this? Willa's plane was delayed, so we pretty much gonna be talking to her from the airport. She literally just landed. So that's why we kept pushing the time back because we really didn't know what was gonna happen. But she's willing and ready right now while she's at baggage claim and stuff like that. So she's gonna do the interview right from the airport while she waiting for her bags and waiting for her mom to come and get her from the airport and all that good stuff. So that's why we were late. Okay. So but we're gonna make this thing work out. Now some of you may call her a little. Y'all might say she give a little bit of Jessica Dime, a little bit of K Michelle, and a little bit of Erica Dixon all in one person. But what we do know is that she's a great hairstylist. She has a beautiful story to tell, and she's hella funny. And I met her in person for the first time this past Saturday, and she was fucking funny. Okay, so without any further ado, let's bring in Chasing Reality's own Willa Michelle, y'all. Let's bring her in.
What's up, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Hey, y'all listen.
Nothing.
They say it was carrying on in Florida, child. They say it was storming and carrying on in Florida, and that's why they delayed getting to us or whatever. So I said, child, hopefully wherever it is in Florida, stay in Florida because I want to have a nice, beautiful weekend while I'm here in Tennessee.
Okay. We take that and accept it in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
You said
Amen.
wasn't that?
I said we gonna accept it in the
Yes,
name of
Lord.
Jesus
Hold on, he
Christ.
fine or something? Hold on. That man fine, child. Let me turn around. What's the?
Girl, she out here scoping for the men's is in.
Yeah,
So
we hear y'all loud, laughing, and color.
okay. So we've given you like a a little mini intro, what we how we would introduce you, but we can hear from yourself, or we want to hear from yourself who it is you are. Tell us what it is you do, and an interesting fact about yourself that the audience may not know.
So of course y'all know I'm Willa Michelle Honey giving them hair. Your hairstylist from Memphis, Tennessee, baby, and Shell. You said something that they might not know about me.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Let me see. I really am shy. A lot of people might not know that about me. That I actually am a shy person. I think that I force myself to not be shy by being so out there and saying whatever. I try to condition myself to not be as reserved or so quiet that way. So anytime I feel kind of nervous or whatever the case may be, or feel my shyness coming, I force myself to light the room up, and that work been working for me.
Maybe it'll work for me. I'm gonna try that.
Hold on, y'all. This thing started spinning, child. All I'm waiting is on this duffel bag to come clean. He's so fast. Quit looking at me. Listen, y'all, let me tell y'all something. One thing about it, I had to remember, honey, we not in Atlanta, we in Memphis now. In Atlanta, the dudes, they stare at you down all day long, knowing they like you, honey. They gonna look at you, stare all in your face. In Memphis, they gonna come grab you. If they want you, they gonna come talk to you.
Uh,
So, baby, I had to, be cautious of my surroundings and shit while I'm in, cause baby, these niggas don't give a damn out here. For sure.
please, please do. Please be very weary. We still want you to be a safe child. We don't want nothing crazy to happen
Yes.
alive and be witness to shit.
You
Right.
said what?
We don't want to be a witness to nothing crazy.
No, y'all, no, y'all probably do though, cause for real though, y'all'll be the first to have it.
Uh,
Y'all had an inside scoop.
So one thing about Willa that's always stood out outside from her, the hair, is that she said Mama can burn. And I ain't had none of her food yet.
So don't take it personally. I have
Uh-huh.
okay. So listen. Okay, I was about to lie, but no, a good 80% of the cases, no, a good 100% of the cases eat my food. A good
Hmm.
100%. And that's to
Hmm.
come in the future. But I don't have no problem cooking for you, Jamar. What's your favorite? What's your favorite food? What we putting on the menu?
See, yes. Now I heard you like to do seafood a lot, and I like scrimp.
Period.
That's shrimp.
So
You like shrimp?
I like scrimp. So anything with scrimp in it can do.
Wanna do whatever, child. I can incorporate shrimp to go with anything. Listen, shrimp is a side dish in my house, so we can put shrimp with anything.
And I thank you in advance. So how did you get
Mhm,
to
period.
cooking from being a hairstylist?
So technically, I was supposed to, well, I did. So I wanted to be a chef first when I was in high school because my home ec class or food, what was it called? Food and nutrition. My food and nutrition class, I was like the star in the class. And plus, I had been cooking since I was 7, watching Food Network and all this type of stuff. So I had already had my mind made up like, girl, you gonna be a chef. So I enrolled in the Art Institute of Tennessee Nashville, which is the sister school of the Art Institute of Atlanta, and I was enrolled to get my bachelor's. But during, like, in high school, I kind of started hustling, doing hair, whatever, and it was the thing that I really enjoyed. Like cooking, I enjoyed too, but hair was that money maker. Hair was getting me to interact with different girls and different people. Just it did more for me than I guess like cooking did. And so
Mm,
I did finish culinary school. I just got my associates instead of my bachelor's, and then I went straight into her school. And her just took off. Like I never really had a chance to do anything with culinary or cooking because hair had taken off as soon as I got in it. So
mhm.
I was like, eventually when I turned 30, I'll venture back into, cooking or whatever. So I just turned 30 2 weeks ago. Hey. And so now that I have, I was like, I want to get on back into it and burn up a little bit, rather than pop a little taste.
Okay, look, I'm ready for it because I know any southern belles I know how to throw down, and I love me some home cooked food.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
one thing about it, baby, my family, they be waiting for me to come on around because they want to know what you gonna cook, baby. What's on the menu? I done already told my mama that list, baby. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Then normally when I say I'm hungry, that mean that I'm gonna end up being the one cooking that list. And all I had was a pink duffel bag, child, from Victoria's Secret.
I didn't even know they had
And they
that.
must have got wind from TSA that it was some real nice, sexy panties in that motherfucker. Because that bag still ain't came out the damn wrinkle.
Girls, I mean, you really. Well, we were going to ask you how you got into hair, but you kind of answered that question already.
I needed a little hustle. Like I had a job. I used to work at Kroger. Like no, when my first job was working in the kitchen at there on my bed, working in the kitchen at the church. And then after I did that, I was like, I need some more money. I need another hustle. I need something going on. So I ended up going and get pretty much started combing the girls' hair at school, child, a little twist on the side, little roller sets and shit down the back, and the little hump and stuff in the top, child, thinking I was really doing something, child. And then I stepped into weaves and started doing sew ins and quick weaves and all that type of stuff. And baby, when I literally tell you, the rest was history. The rest was complete history.
Okay, well,
Child, I
that's
don't even know what kind of car my mama drive these days. My mama in a BMW. Hold on, just a minute. Let's go.
how.
Oh,
Girl,
damn, child.
buddy.
Hold on. This my mama. Child, I don't know if
Oh Lord.
So, but her signal don't go out.
hey, hey, girl. Hold on, yeah. Hey, mom. Girl, listen. My little
Oop. 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 Oh Lord Jesus, help me, Lord. Yeah, and there it is. And there it is.
We tried.
Oh,
We got through a couple. Like I said, we do
there,
her. You said what?
there she go. I said there she is.
Child, I know y'all probably like this is the most ratchet interview y'all have ever done in y'all life. Leave it to Willa. Leave it to Willa, child, to come on and bring the ratchet.
But I feel like nobody else could pull it off. I think nobody else
Well,
could pull it
thank
off.
you. Well, thank you. Well, thank you. Yes,
But go ahead,
indeed.
Scotty.
Okay, well, so tell me what was it? Because I'm from the South too. I'm from Mississippi. So you're like literally like right up the street. So how was it? What was it like growing up in Memphis?
Oh, Jesus. Hold on a second. Y'all, we in this garage thing, child. No soon as we come up here, I promise it's gonna be like heaven opened up. They probably did what you said. Probably did. It's gonna be like heaven open, clean up.
Oh, I hear her better
That's the
now.
exit right there. Oh, we real
Um,
close. Okay, now what was the question?
Okay, so like I was saying, so I'm from Mississippi, so that's like 2 hours. You like 2 hours away from me,
Oh, you a hop,
and
skip, and jump. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, um, the question is, what was it like living in, growing up in Memphis? Because people have their conceptions and thoughts about it. So, what would you say? How would you describe growing up in Memphis?
I feel like growing up in Memphis was kind of like growing up like anywhere to be for real, like to be honest.
Hmm.
It's I don't know, mom. You think it was ratchet? My child, I had a pretty decent upbringing, so it wasn't like I was like really wanting for anything, like not really struggling. Like we had a pretty decent, you know, life or whatever. So it was cool. Like I said, I was kind of shy, so it's like I just, hung out with the people I feel comfortable with, kicked it with them a little bit. And that was that. It's crazy. Like in Memphis, you have a tendency of running into some of the same kindergarten. Like, I literally just seen the girl at the airport that I went to kindergarten with. Like, I was in on and live your life and stuff like that in the city. Why is my phone acting like it's acting? Y'all can hear me.
Yeah, we
mhm.
can hear you now. You had broke up for a second, but we can hear you now.
Um, oh my gosh.
Okay. So, first of all, can you hear
Uh,
me?
Oop.
Oh. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, she coming back on another one. Hold on, wait a minute.
I'm sorry, y'all. This is just child. This we out. I didn't know it was bad like that out here. But child, okay. Long story short, honey, Memphis was cool. Everybody think Memphis crazy, honey. You have to hide your kids, hide your wife, y'all. I promise y'all, it's not like that. It's not. It's not like that. A lot of the stuff that goes on in Memphis is personal. I feel like a lot of people that get into it with different people, these personal things. Like it's not. Oh, I just up and. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's people that do stupidness. Just run up on random people. But for the most part, if anybody is targeted, it's because of probably beef or something like that going on, not just because we slow or retired or crazy or something. I don't know.
Okay. So, so this next question is about your journey into transitioning. How can you explain that to us and everybody that's watching?
So, everybody's journey is different. Like everybody, I guess, I don't know, like thinks it's gonna be hard, which it is. Um, but it really is only hard depending upon you. Like you can make your transition easy or hard. Like it's based about your mind, whatever you feel like in your mind. Like if you go into your transition, which was something I kind of had to learn, but it's like if you go into your transition with a made up mind, like I'm gonna do this for me, bump what everybody else think, bump what everybody else say. then I feel like you will have a pretty decent experience because you're really fully doing it for yourself, regardless of anybody's opinion or whatever the case. I think I was more so trying to prove that I could be so good at it so that nobody would necessarily deny it. So I'm like, if you just the best at it, nobody really can just knock you for whatever you're doing or whatever. So that was my main goal. But eventually I got to the point where I was like, you have to live like for you and do whatever you're gonna do for you. So is this what you doing this for you? Are you pleased? And for the most part, I was pleased with myself. So after that I just quit caring. Like I quit caring what other people thought and I did what I wanted, like did what I feel like I needed to do to further my transition. I didn't rush. That was another thing too. A lot of girls feel like they have to rush to go and get certain things to be that girl or to whatever the case may be. Like I always told them, you'll rather be a slow perfect than a fast F up. So I took my time, um, and I think it paid off for the most part. Haven't really had any like bashing or anything really too much negative. Like people say whatever they say in comments. They always gonna have something to say, you know, pertaining to the trans girls, like I guess comparing us to men. But if that's all you got, I mean that's the basics of being a trans girl. They are being called you a man. Anytime they feel some type of way towards you like this, if that's all you got to say, then girl, we done. Cause that's basic. Like girl, that's all you can say. That's basic. So when I got past that point, it was smooth sailing after that, baby.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you gay, the first thing their go to word when they get mad is the F word, or when you trans, the
Mm-hmm.
first their go to
Mm-hmm.
word is you a man, and then they
You a
give you a
man, you a
man name.
trend. Uh-huh. You know
Yeah,
how it go.
yeah.
Child,
So, what you finna say, Jamar?
I said, child, they are trash.
They are, they are.
Facts.
So, how did you come across the Chasing Reality brand? What attracted you to the Chasing Reality brand?
So I was already friends with Dominique. I had known Lauren. I had met Lauren back in 2014. So I had
Hmm.
known Lauren for a while, way before I had even met Dominique. And so I ended up meeting Dominique through a friend of ours. And he had started grooming my dog. I had followed him in some type of way. I ended up seeing the Chase the Reality page. And so I got on the page, and I want to say I followed, but I got on the page and I looked around and I was like, oh, these folks doing it. And Dominique is on here, this and the third. I never, even that day when I looked at it, I never was like, you're gonna be on Chasing Atlanta. Like I never thought that. Like I was just thinking like, oh, these folks are doing it. Like I haven't asked to be on web series and stuff like that before, but I never did it. Like I don't know why. I never saw a lot of girls doing it. I always saw the boys with the web series and stuff like that. And I was like, if I ever was to do it, I wouldn't want to be the only girl or whatever. So
Hmm.
when it finally had presented itself, and I had seen a post, it was like a casting call or whatever for Chasing Atlanta. I was like, "Are you serious?" And so I was clicking it just for like kicks and giggles. I'm like, "Let me see what the requirements are." So it was like a brief little some 1 2 about yourself, upload a picture of yourself or whatever the case. And after I did it, I said, "They gonna pick you." I don't know why. I was just like, "They gonna pick you." And I stressed and stressed and stressed the day I had my interview with them, everything. They said we couldn't be late. I literally pulled up for my interview. My interview was at 5:15. I got there at 5:13. Like literally pulled up by the skin of my teeth. Walked in and gave it. Walked in and completely gave it. And when I say Ondario was there, his mom was there, all the other production members were there. Like everybody was living. Like everybody was living. Like who is this girl? Like where she come from? And so they told us the allotted amount of time that we had to wait to actually hear back from them. So when the time passed and I hadn't heard anything, I'm like, oh, they didn't pick you. I was like, girl, they probably didn't pick you. Child, maybe a week after that, I got that email and it was like, congratulations, welcome to this, that, and third. We need your contract signed. I was like, oh, me. Y'all wanted me. So no, it was exciting. So I was like, okay, now I get to get to pretty much show what I do, pretty much like everybody else was doing. So that's pretty much how that came about.
Okay, go ahead, Jamar.
Would you say that, after you've had that moment and we fast forward to where you are now, where I believe we're, for the most part, finished? Oop.
Oh, oh my God. Oh my god, no, we so sorry. We so sorry. We are so sorry, child. We sorry.
We're doing we giving what
She
Mariah
back.
said,
She back
doing the
on the
best with what we got.
Child, y'all really finna think Memphis ratchet now, child. We ain't even, our service even ghetto. That's just sad, y'all. That's sad. The people at the Wi-Fi company, they fighting right now. That's why they can't make sure the connection is going through.
Well, but
Hey,
what I was saying was, because we talked about that moment when you first, got the email saying that you were on the season, and we fast forward to now where we're pretty much at the end. Was the experience everything you thought it would be?
No, absolutely not.
Is that good or bad?
I don't think that it's. I don't think that it's necessarily bad because of the show. I just think that when everything was finalized and started to get started, I literally took one of the biggest blows of my life, and it really complicated things for me, which is why I haven't really even been featured in the last episode that you've seen, and really the ones coming up. I really haven't really been too much in because I had lost, my grandmother. Then I ended up with COVID, and I ended up having to have a surgery right after. Like it was a lot going on in my life that was hindering me from putting my best foot forward, but I still push through. Like, and that's one thing my friends always commend me on. Like when we talk and have conversations, they knew what I was going through. The people watching didn't. So it's like when they say, "Oh, Willa's so pretty, Willa's so this and that," I literally was pulling my hair out on the way to these scenes, like to make sure that I put it on for the people that was gonna see. Because I'm like, if you ain't got a lot going on right now, you can at least look good. So that was my main thing. Like, make sure you put it on for the people when they see you, and just do the best you can with what you got right now. And like I said, if they ask you, and I thought I would have been able to really kind of pull it together before the season ended, which I really have gotten a lot of things squared away, a lot of things taken care of. And so I'm like, well, now it's a shame we at the end now, because now I want to show them, what's going on. So I was like, if I do get casted for a second season, I feel like that one would definitely be more fulfilling for my career. I feel like,
Hmm.
because I actually get a chance to show y'all what I do, show y'all my creativity without the baggage, and the emotions that I was having or dealing with at the time.
Hmm.
so would you say that starting this season, you was in like the probably at a darker moment in your life, really, when you first started filming, you was at a dark place.
Yeah,
Okay.
So,
it's yeah, and it's like I said, it was kind of like a domino effect because it's like we started filming September, and it's like boom, that happens, and then it's like I have to be out of town for the funeral, whatever the case may be. And then it's like I said, I get COVID in December, and a lot of the cast members actually were dealing with it at the time, so I wasn't the only one on the cast who had gotten COVID. The majority of the cast had gotten COVID or whatever. Not all at the same time, but right back to back to back after each other. So I was kind of staying away from events anyway because I'm pretty sure that's where I got it.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
But other than that, like I said, if I was to get casted another second season, I feel like it would be different in that aspect because I won't have all of that baggage on me, like all of that tied to what I had going, what I have going on.
mhm. I
Okay.
remember the first scene that I started working with Dario on was, well, one of them was the spa day, and I
Mm.
remember me and Dominique was talking about, when the cast was getting together, and he kept talking about Willa, the new girl Willa, and he was just, and I was like, I hadn't seen her yet. She was the only one that I hadn't seen, and baby, the first time I saw Willa, she came up in that blue wig and that robe. I was like, oh, and then I had
Now,
to
this question, like serious question.
what?
How do you think the world would perceive me or take me if I was calling myself a hairstylist and my hair was not laid every time y'all saw me? What kind of hairstylist would I be?
That is
Right, exactly. That's
very
exactly the time.
But I definitely, fell in love with Willa as soon as I saw her. I said, yeah, I like her. I like her. Because, baby,
Yes,
I was trying to
indeed.
get her mic'd up, and she said, go ahead and feel these titties, girl. They look real nice. I
And
said,
child, do you know they gonna set up and ask you was my who they asked was my boobs hard yesterday? Who was that? Travis.
wait, when did they ask? Oh, who was that on
Oh
TTV?
baby, they was carrying because somebody was like, oh Willa was there, she was looking pretty, her boobs were sitting, and he was like, well, are they hard in person or are they this, that, and the third? And they was like, oh no, they were pretty, they were sitting. And he won't gonna bust out and ask, do y'all think that because trans women were men at one point and were used to walking around with their shirts off, is that why they walk around and show their boobs like they should? That was such a read. Like when I say Travis, girl, you really be reaching. Like, girl, you really be reaching. That was a reach. Because even when I was a boy, I never walked around with my shirt off.
I do remember saying, I don't remember who that was that said that, child.
The
But
girls,
I know.
I feel like trans girls, they show cleavage and stuff like that. They're proud because a lot of girls work hard to pay for their surgeries. Ain't nobody going around handing out boobs. Ain't nobody going around handing out body. A lot of girls work hard for their body, so of course they show it off. They proud.
I know I would, but even
Yes,
with the
indeed. Girl, what you gonna get some boobs and you gonna wear a turtleneck every day for?
Not a
actually,
turtleneck.
I just realized I just lied. The spa day was not the first day I met you. The first day I met you, I didn't even know you were on the
That
cast.
Lauren thing,
It was
yes,
Lori's day. I
yes, yes,
forgot.
yes.
And you remember me? It's like you the one with the black dress. That's what it was.
Hmm.
That's what it was.
Yes.
But at the event, you had mentioned. I think it was right after your grandma had passed. So I was wondering if you're comfortable saying, what was it that? Why was it that your grandma meant so much to you?
Oh Lord. Um, I just that's one thing I'm still to this day trying to figure out. Like I couldn't explain it then. Like I used to always wonder like why I was like so enamored by her. Like I don't know. Like my grandma, it didn't take a lot to impress her. Maybe that's what it was. So it's like the little list of things that I would have done was just so much to her. And I'm like, girl, you really be to my horn. Like you really be, making me feel like something. So I think the just grandmas being grandmas and spoiling the grandbabies and letting me get away with murder, child, and all that type of stuff. I just think that she she saw me like I'll even talk about this all the time, like even the fact of like after I transitioned, and my grandma was 80, would have been 88. My grandma was in her good in her 80s and was calling me Willa. You get what I'm saying? Like this is a lady that has called me Wesley for 20 plus years, you know what I'm saying, and actually was willing to change that for my comfortability. So that meant a lot to me as well. And it's just like I don't know, like you would have just had to knew her as a person. Like she's just sweet. She's just so sweet. It's just her heart, everything about her, like everything about that lady. And when I say she introduced me to a lot of the things that I kind of like know, kind of a little bit too, like as far as like the culture. Cause there we go to grandma's house, we watching all the old movies, we watching this, that, and the third or whatever. So it was a lot. It was a lot that I learned from her, and it was a lot that I don't know, like I don't know, it was a lot that I feel like I did to show her, like
Oh, oh Lord.
Memphis and StreamYard trying to do their damnedest to
it's
sabotage.
service for me. Okay, we back.
We
Yeah.
back.
Okay, we back. Child, listen. It's just a lot. It's like a lot of things that I was kind of dealing with, like personally, when I was a teenager, and just
Mm.
kind of on up or whatever. Just something as simple as her answering the phone. Like my grandma didn't have a whole lot of advice that she could really tell you because she didn't really like go through a lot of the same stuff that I experienced. But just a listening ear sometimes was a lot to me. So it's just a lot. It's so much I couldn't even condense it in words, y'all, how I
Mm.
feel about that lady. But that was my best friend. Like that was my best friend.
That's good. And I know, at the time you were dealing with a lot, but when Jay, presented you with that, amazing photo of that orange dress that you had, and everybody kind of came around you and showed you love, like, did it make you, did it kind of make you feel warm inside and kind of aid with the pain at all?
Well, I'm gonna keep it all the way real. There were friends of mine who I have been friends with since high school. Since high school, like not falling out or anything, that did not reach out to me at all.
Mm.
Mm.
Knew what was going on, didn't reach out until maybe like a month or so afterwards. So I was already so overwhelmed just from how so many of them were checking on me. Like half of them hadn't even really met me. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay had met me like once, but we hadn't really kicked it like this. So when he jumped in, and I know he hates for me to bring it up or whatever because he did it out of the kindness of his heart. Like he don't didn't want me to really necessarily bring it up, but you just have to really understand and just hold it for what it is. Like you literally did not really know me like that, and you wanted to step in and help, and you did. And even
Hmm.
Dominique reached out, Troy reached out, Drew reached out because Drew has lost her grandmother, so she was kind of helping me through it. Rico Cassadine, that was really the way me and Rico kind of bonded and kind of really got to know each other because he had recently just lost his grandmother as well. And when Jay lost his, after I had lost mine, I made sure that I returned the favor for him, and just was making sure that I was there for him the same way he had been there for me.
That's very nice to see some
That's good.
camaraderie amongst the community, baby.
Yes.
And speaking of Jay, in that same scene, it kind of got a little rah rah, a little crazy
Mhm.
with this note, child.
Yes.
So when Gwen was reading the note, or Oliver was reading the note, and Jay had said what he was saying to Ike, and everybody else at this point is a bystander. So like, what's going through your mind in this moment, watching this whole thing go down?
To be quite honest, I really was so in my mind trying to get myself together that I really wasn't even paying attention to what Jay was talking about. And the only part that I caught that really kind of made me be like, "Child, what?" was when Cameron was talking and or they were reading the letter, and he was like, "Let's just keep positive energy and positive vibes." And that's why I said, "Child, please." Now, how you gonna send some messages talking about this person scamming and this person doing this and doing that, and then turn around and be like, "Keep positive vibes or positive energy"? Okay. So I was like, that don't even make no sense. I said, now how you gonna, try to jazz it up or whatever? And that's the first thing I said to Cameron when I finally was face to face with him. I was like, Chad, now listen, you send the letters, and I ain't even met you, Chad. You getting crunk already. Or whatever. And we laughed it out, joked it out. When I say there was that. Now why Jay got so upset, I put it like this: if it was my event and I had people there, I wouldn't want anybody to feel shaded or feel like somebody had come for them at an event that they come to relax at. So granted, in that aspect, I could understand why Jay felt the way, but I'ma just say word on the curb. I ain't gonna necessarily say if it was on my curb or not, but word on the curb was he already knew what was going on. So why that reaction, I'm not sure, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what he knew at this point because, child, like I said, word on the curb was that you already knew that he was sending something. And so when he finally did send it, um, Jay felt the way. But I am gonna say this, and I hate to bring people up in it, but Chad, that information was already to camera before we could even pull out the mansion good, Chad. That information was already on camera here before we could even leave the mansion. And I ain't gonna really I don't know if I should necessarily disclose who had called this person and told them pretty much heads up, such then grilled you in front of everybody. But
You can.
I was thinking y'all gave me permission or whatever. But no, from what I was told, I can call him no soon as they left that event to tell him pretty much what Jay had said, and that Jay was pretty much coming to him sideways or whatever the case. You get what I'm saying? But even though, like, and that's another thing, but I don't even mean to keep bringing this shit up. But that's another thing. Like Jay literally came for you like out the blue. Like he was what do you call it? He was projecting his emotions about Cam onto Ike. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, Ike, even though you checked it, it was like, I'm not Cameron, like, you got to talk to Cameron. But Ike had also made a statement and was like, you can't get nothing to Cameron from me. Like, if you want to talk to Cameron, you talk to Cameron. But he was the person to call Cameron and tell Cameron the tea before we really even had left. So I'm like, I don't really know where the shit just don't make no sense to me. But y'all just have to keep watching, y'all. When I say it's so many questions and stuff that I've been seeing in the comments, why people ain't check this person? Why y'all getting so ahead of y'all self? Granted, I know y'all excited watching the show. I'm talking about the people, y'all, the Chasing Atlanta family. I know y'all so excited. But just wait, just wait. Everything y'all asking for, baby, is going to unfold. I promise y'all, everything that the fans asking for, baby, gonna unfold for sure.
Because you know what I'm waiting on.
Damn straight. Yes,
Already know, baby.
yes.
Oh well, okay then. So speaking of the spa event, what made you get upset as you did with the whole interaction with Wayne and Dominique when they were arguing, and then you was like, if you ain't gonna jack with a bitch, then leave the shit alone.
So, so,
What
so, and
made-
I'm glad you asked. See, y'all asking the questions because a lot of them bitches was in. I'm just put it like this: you hoes in the comments, I really be paying y'all dust a lot of the time when the show airs because a lot of y'all can't do what we do. No shade. It take a whole lot, and it take a real strong, special type of somebody to get up and entertain people. Y'all hear me?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we hear you.
I can't hear y'all. See, Troy asked the see that's the shit that gets me.
No. Sorry, Dominic on
Yes,
his
you
way.
go. Yes,
Child,
you
this bitch calling me like he don't see me on this goddamn interview. Damn.
Are they still? Is Dominic and Troy still together? Oh, you about they
Together,
probably
stay together. They go together.
not.
When the
Are
fuck
they,
that happened?
are they together physically at the same space?
Oh,
Like,
I don't know. I haven't talked
oh,
to Troy. I haven't talked to them today.
oh, okay,
I
good.
don't know if I hadn't talked to them today. But where was I at? Because this was okay. So y'all be it takes some people to really come up and put their lives out there. So for those of y'all who be in the comments talking y'all shit, baby, shut the fuck up. The ones that talk that good shit and support, I love y'all down to the ground. But them other hoes that be in there just want to have an opinion, to have a motherfucking opinion, bitch, they like buttholes. Every bitch got one. And some hoes is more used than others. But
Oh,
I'ma say when it came to that, the only reason I got upset is because I said that now, as y'all seen, I said that quietly. Didn't say shit. The only time I stepped up and spoke up was to tell Dominique, bitch, stop all that damn hollering, bitch. Have the conversation because if you already starting at the gate, hooping and hollering, it's gonna escalate real quick. Like it's gonna escalate quick to the point where y'all finna probably get fighting in this motherfucker. So if you started off talking and then maybe y'all graduated to yelling, it at some point we could have probably gauged that a little bit better to kind of calm y'all down. That was my whole point. Dominique, you know how to have a conversation. Have the fucking conversation. Like, bitch, it is what it is. But Troy had said something, and this was before me and Troy had really gotten cool. Like I didn't really know Troy like this. So Troy had said something along the lines of you really don't know nothing about what's going on, this and that. Okay, bitch, and that's fine. And that's fine. I don't have to know what the fuck going on. But I know that that's my friend. And I know that if my friend get to fight and any hoe decide to jump or anything like that, I'm gonna be the hoe that's gonna jump in. I don't know you or know your work or whatever. But bitch, I ain't banking on it. So no shade, like bitch. I ain't trying to hear none of that because my friend over there arguing and it sounded to me like he arguing about something that got something to do with your ass. But you ain't saying shit. That's why I felt the way because, and then that's why Troy was the one that was standing out there talking to me. But that's the part y'all didn't see what me and Troy had the words back and forth what we had. And then we went downstairs and I had said something to him again. I said, because you was upstairs trying to get cute. I'm like, I don't even really know you like that. I said, and granted, I don't know y'all situation. Don't give a fuck about it. But bitch, he know how to have a conversation. And like I said, Troy had jumped up and was like, you can't tell us this or you can't say get cool with him and this, and you wasn't okay, bitch. Okay, but the same way all these other bitches watch the shit, I watched the shit. Period. And like I told Dominique, bitch, if you was ever friends with him, you could be friends with him again. Because I didn't been friends with my friends 7+ years, 8+ years. Yeah, we have disagreements and we come right back. Bitch, if I love what Drake said, my mom said, if I loved you, I always love you. That's just how I was raised. Bitch, it is what it is. If you ever loved him at any point, bitch, you can love him again. You don't hate him. And this
This
is someone that you're going to see. Bitch, I'm sorry. He ain't gonna just up and fall off the face of the earth because you got a problem, bitch. You gonna see him again and again and again. So, bitch, what y'all gonna get into it every time y'all see each other?
that's
That's
exhausting.
why I was so over it because I'm like, bitch, we was all just having a good ass time. And another reason of why I go out or be feeling the way how I be feeling is because bitches love trying to come and tell me not to go out. Bitches love coming to tell me not to speak up and not to say anything, girl. Don't no girl, don't go off on him, girl. Don't do that, girl. When I have an issue with someone, but then we'll step in the same event and they get started. And I'm confused because I'm like, bitch, how in the fuck you tells me not to get started, but bitch, you bring your ass here and get started. I'm talking to your big one. That's why I be so frustrated because it be a lot of contradicting bullshit going on. It be a lot of hypocrisy and shit going on. And I'm like, it is what it is. That's why I stand on my own like I stand on my own. That's why I buck like I buck because you gonna know what's up with me. I don't look for nobody to come and have my back in this group. I came in this group alone. I'm gonna leave alone, even with friends in the group. But that's why I handle my shit how I handle my shit because bitch, when it come down to get in the mud or when it come down to get in the field, if it gets there, I'm gonna be out there by myself. I'm not gonna be trying to red lip no bitch and be like, oh, who gonna be over here to catch this left? Who gonna be able to catch? Bitch, I'm not studying that.
I mean,
Exactly.
That's really why I felt the way because Troy had said made her little comment. She had made her little comment or whatever. And like I said, I didn't know that bitch at the time like that, so it had kind of rubbed me wrong or whatever. And I just let her know, like, bitch, it is what it is. Like, bitch, I arguing over some pay. I get what you saying. I hear loud and clear what you saying. That you feel like I don't know whatever the fuck I said, but you still arguing over some pet ass bullshit, and that's where they came from.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I can
All
see.
right. Go
I can
ahead,
see.
Jamar.
It was like she squared up. I said, what did I say?
I'm like, but that's another thing too. If you are this upset with somebody to the point where they have you yelling, you might as well fight. And anybody that knows me know I say that all the time. That's why I said, bitch, stop out there hooping and hollering. If y'all gonna jack, jack. If y'all gonna fight, fight. Because bitch, if you can have a conversation with a person calmly, you ain't that mad. Y'all will handle that. It'll be whatever it be. But if you're doing all that irate and hooping and hollering, bitch, you are really pressed. And you really wanna lay hands, I'm thinking. So why would we stay here going back and forth arguing with each other when I can just hit you and bitch we can hit each other? Like what the fuck is going on? I'm confused. Like what?
Oh my
Um,
God. Well, all right then. Okay, so tell us what it was like meeting Kendra and that whole meeting with all of the trans women that you attended. Like, what was that like?
So me and Kendra, I was kind of on eggshells at first because, like I said, a lot of girls, like trans girls, are just catty. Like just some of them bitches is catty by nature. And a lot of the bitches that be catty by nature, they not secure in themselves. So if you see another bad bitch walk up, you automatically got attitude or you automatically got the shade because oh she's another. I'm talking it's unspoken, like it's just an unspoken type of tension, unspoken type of something. And other, I feel like other trans girls can attest to this. You could have been a not even known this bitch, and these hoes be mugging and just being catty, like. So from my experience, I just don't walk up and speak to bitches no way. Like it is what it is. Like girl, it ain't important for me to speak to you. Like if a girl is sickening or she's pretty, I give her a cup, bitch, you sickening. Oh, that bag, bitch, everything, your outfit, everything, hair, everything, whatever. I don't mind paying no bitch no compliment because I know what I give. I know what I break down. So when it came to Kendra, I'm like, I don't know her like that. I know her experience trying to get cool with Miss Girl didn't go so well. So I'm like, she might not even be receptive to even meeting another trans girl, let alone another trans girl that's on the cast. So when I met Kendra, she kind of slick and gave me like a little look like, who is this bitch? But I didn't know how to work my set. I instantly gave her a compliment because I'm like, I know how to work bitches like you, not bitches like her, like she, like she got to be worked or nothing. But I'm like, bitch, I love that dress. I'm like, bitch, I love that dress. That dress, I said, bitch, you ain't have to do them like that, girl. And she was like, thank you, girl. Thank you. Lit her whole face up, lit her whole spirit up. And she just was smiling, bitch. And I said, we got to talking and chopping it up there after they found out she was from Tennessee. Told her what part I was from. And can I tell y'all, when I
Mhm.
say I love me some fucking Kendra,
Yeah.
I that is my girl. Like when I say that is my motherfucking girl, that is my girl. Never thought that me and Kendra would have gotten as close as we have gotten. Never thought that me and Kendra would sit up on the phone like we sit up on the phone like old ass ladies. Like old ass ladies. And so when she had invited me to the trans event, my nerves kind of bubbled up a little bit again because I'm like, she is pretty much finna bring me around some more trans bitches. And I'm like, child, I don't know how they gonna give it up. Like what's going on? So when I got in, I was reserved. And Wayne had even told me that we had talked about it. He was like, you said like you was kind of reserved at first. He was like, but you kind of came out your shell. He was like, and I just really fuck with you for coming out your shell because they let me know kind of more about you. And I think another thing of why I think me and Kendra click so well is because Kendra always say this when it pertains to she's like real recognize real. But it's not really no shame in my game. And it's really not no shame in Kendra game. And that's one thing I feel like we commend each other on. It's just being some real bitches about the shit that we have experienced, the shit that we done been through, the shit that we going through.
Somebody must be calling.
Nah, like I'm
She got to put her phone on the not disturb, child.
Ah.
There she go. Hold on.
y'all, I'm so sorry. I'm literally about to lose my mind. Like my little brother is getting on my fucking nerves. Like I'm not going out to get no damn drunk tonight. I'm tired of shit. If you want to see me, pull your ass up to my house. Quit calling my goddamn phone. Hey y'all. Shit, constantly calling me. Bitch, if you ain't finna bring me a blunt, get your ass on somewhere.
That sounds great right about now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say this though. What you said about how it's not always easy meeting other trans women because of the experiences that you had. I have the same experiences with other gay men. Like it's never really a positive experience for me. So it's just like when you first met me this past weekend and I was sitting there not really saying too much. I was just sitting there because the only person that I met in person really at that time was well before that was probably Rico, Dominique, and was there anybody else, Jamar, that I met in person?
Both
And
Rico.
Rico, yeah, both Ricos, Dominique, and I think that was it because I don't think and Ike, I met them before, so I had never met the rest of y'all before, so I was just sitting there just being observant because for most because long as I've been around, I never really had no positive experiences around other gay guys or whatever, and I don't know many trans women either, so I'm just sitting there just taking it all in and stuff, and that's pretty much how I always am in situations when it's just a bunch of gay guys because like you said, some people, and I don't like to say it, but some people probably feel threatened or something. As soon as I walk in the room, it's look at that bit,
Mm-hmm.
he better than, and I could just be sitting there just minding my business, like So when you said that, I definitely could understand that. Like I definitely felt that.
That's how it is. Like, to be honest, like when I'm in the club, it's like it's always the bad bitches. Like it's always the bad bitches to come up be like, "Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you're this pay a compliment. I pay that shit back." It's always the bitches that's I can't even explain who it be. Y'all know what type of bitches it be. It always be the hoes built up like a sack of motherfucking potatoes or a bag of laundry or a motherfucking LG fucking refrigerator that always got to be on some extra ass shit as it pertains to people when they come in the room. Like, it's just one thing about it, I had to realize I have to be me. Like, I have to. I'm put like this, like everybody's given the same 24 hours in a day, which means that everybody's held on the same wavelength, the same accord. Cause bitch, if we wasn't, bitch, we wouldn't get the same amount of time, the same shit to do the same shit with. So when you look at yourself as equal and really consider yourself like that, why would you not live your life? Why would you not? Why would you go in the room coward? Why would you go and not do something because you feel like a person gonna say something? I ain't studying it. Mama, call Trey so Trey quit calling me. Okay, come on. Okay. Now come on, where we going?
I'm still
Where we
stuck.
going? You going up to your room so you can finish your interview. Okay, hold on. Up to my room, y'all. Listen, my mama just moved y'all into a new house. Man, child, we had been in the old house since I was in the second grade, and I am now 30. This lady talking about come on to your room, child. Listen, she ain't got to tell me twice. She
I'm
ain't
still,
got.
I'm still stuck on the LG refrigerator.
Dad, you up there too? Yeah, hey, oh, that's good. Hold on, I can't even get. Hey, man, I can't even get my reaction like I need to get my reaction. Not yet. Oh, this is nice. Girl, y'all live in a mansion, child. Child, y'all done moved to a look at that front door. Dad, where you going? Some Formosa? Some Formosa? Formosa? Formosa. You too late, it's 2 o'clock. Well, what y'all to ate? I don't know. Where you got it from? Oh, that's cute. Oh, oh, oh. This is the space, one of the spaces you have to have. Okay, cool. Oh, we're gonna deck this room at. Girl, we're gonna deck this room at. Okay. I'll be up the rice. All right. Okay. Hey, y'all. I'm back. Child, listen, hold on. I can't wear the camera, so I can't even turn her around, or can it?
You can you do that?
Child, hold on. It's like, I know it cut it out, but child, listen, honey.
Oh,
I'm gonna be like the sister be a Tia to Mara up in here. Let me let Roger in, child. Let me let Roger in, child. They got a little nook.
oh,
Child, they got a little nook, honey.
you do a lot with that nook.
It's another nook over there, child. Oh, that's cute, honey. They got some nooks in here, baby. Yeah, my mama literally that flew me all the way out here to help her decorate. Y'all really think this the reason why?
I think so.
I think she having a moment. I think she having. No, I'm for real. Like I think she having a moment. Cause we had been in that house, y'all, for forever, and it's like there was my grandma was my mama's mama, so she I think she just wanted me here to do this with her. And they were waiting on the house to be finished. So they just moved in like Thursday. But she was staying in my grandma's house until then. So I'm pretty sure she probably emotional or whatever. So
Wanted
I
to
probably love on her and hug on her a little bit once I get a chance to like go down there and fellowship. But yeah, I had to come on down because I felt it in me. I was like, it's something deeper. Like she wants you down there. We gonna decorate, yeah, true enough, but she wants something else going on.
it could be a bonding experience.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
gonna definitely bond, chat. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me take this head out because Marcos won't get no more promotion out of me, baby.
Okay. Now, when you was at the sock event, you and Drew Friday was over there stealing chicken and shit. Now, what flavor was the chicken? I know this is a dumbass question, but what
So
flavor was the chicken?
they was supposed to they was supposed to be in Buffalo, child. Um, but they was Buffalo Dry. I don't know how to explain it.
I ain't never had no dry buffalo.
Okay, so you know how like they had been tossed in Buffalo for probably like a while ago.
Oh,
And it got
mm.
they got left out, maybe.
No, it was in like a metal pan, like the aluminum pan, but you know the sauce kind of absorbs into the skin.
Okay. Well, that's
But the wings were good. Like, don't get me wrong, the wings were definitely good.
oh, okay. Shit, they look
And
good.
we was sneaking them. And by the time the camera caught us, we was on our good, probably about a good third or fourth one.
Why wouldn't y'all eat it? What was nobody else?
Because they were still setting up
Oh,
and
child.
everybody hadn't gotten there yet. So I was hungry. Shit, I had smoked before I got there. I was hungry. And child, they had pasta salad and stuff like this. See, I don't really eat stuff like that. Like, like I've just, started eating coleslaw
I,
and
I,
stuff like this. See, I
I
don't mess,
still don't eat coleslaw.
I don't eat potato salad. I don't eat none of that
Mm-mm.
salad type of
I
stuff.
do
I'm just not a fan of that. But I did eat some coleslaw on a salmon taco that I had made the other day. And I said, okay, girl, you probably could eat you a little coleslaw. And I made coleslaw on one of the episodes, and child, it was supposed to be for the tacos, but everybody else had been grabbing and eating it for something else, just eating it by itself. So I'm like, child, y'all like coleslaw and they like potato salad and all that type of stuff. Mm-mm. But I end up eating a little pasta salad and it was good. It was actually good. It had some
Yeah,
shrimp
pasta
in
salad
it.
be hitting.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby, let me
pasta
tell you
salad.
something.
I don't know how you don't eat potato salad, girl. I'm
I
thinking.
don't know if it was good because I had been drinking that. How I almost had drunk that whole bottle of penis greasy. Child, they had some Moscato in there, child, and some champagne and some penis greasy.
Nice.
And yeah, I had already made it down through that bottle good, so everything was pretty much tasting good to me at that point.
Okay, not the penis greasy.
Penis greasy.
Okay,
It's your turn,
so
Jamar.
just last week, we interviewed Ike, and we are talking about the same event and situation, and we asked him because a lot of people that were watching that episode, I believe that was episode 4, were
Mhm.
like, you know, Drew was saying, Drew and then was having that situation with Rico, and then Troy and Wayne was having their thing, but it was like when Willa had spoke up about it, it was like you gave her all of that energy but you didn't give it to anybody else. And it was kind of like, why did you decide to do that? And he said something along the lines of, if I'm not mistaken, Scotty, if you remember, it's like I didn't really hear them all that much, but all I know is I could just hear
Uh-huh.
everybody.
That's what he said to me when I confronted him because see, I'm one of those type of people where I didn't hold it to him. Like, to be honest, like I said, I had already heard that he was the type of dude that didn't really get into it with other dudes. Like, he tried to book up on bitches. And I'm like, I don't really know who I heard that from. I can't remember who exactly told me that, but I heard it from two different people. That from his previous endeavors that he don't really like do all that rah and all that type of stuff with the boys. So when it finally came to it and I seen that he was finna try to book up in me, that's why I went as hard as I went because I said, oh, you think you finna do me like I done heard that you done other girls, you not gonna fund me, like you not finna play with me like that. Point blank and period. My whole situation about the thing was you didn't say nothing. And I said this, I said, you didn't say nothing to Drew. I said Drew had definitely been running her mouth when it came to Troy. Got into it with Rico about whatever she got into it with Rico about. I said, you never once not said nothing to her. I said, and then you got in front of that camera and got to hollering and hooping and screaming that it should have stayed in my house as though I brought it to your event. I didn't bring it up. Oliver brought it to your event. And I'm like, I don't know why y'all be so scared to hold her accountable. No shade, I love Oliver like her down to the ground, but I don't hold my tongue when it comes to Oliver. And y'all will see that shit when y'all will see that when we get on down into the season. I don't hold my tongue when it comes to her.
Your Oliver be doing this, and don't
The
nobody.
puppet master. That's why it was so funny how when they was in yesterday on the interview was like
Yeah, girl, y'all be letting all of it. No, we don't be letting all of it nothing. That's why I say keep watching the episode. You gonna see what's going on. That's like I don't want to spoil because another thing that I'm noticing that these girls are doing, y'all getting so deep in y'all feelings that y'all really ain't gonna have nothing to talk about when it gets to the reunion. Y'all really don't know how to work y'all set. And that's one thing I've been saying about Jay. No shade to Jay at all, but it's like Jay really do not know how to work his set because he really could have came out better than he came out in this season if he would have knew how to work his set. But instead, y'all get so overzealous and so excited about trying to throw some tea up out of there. It's all about perfect timing, and that was not the timing. That wasn't the timing
to capitalize
because you ain't do nothing but run that down in the interview. So when you finally do say it on the episode, nobody cares. That's old news. No shade, like that's old news. So I'm like, people just have to just know how to work their sets or whatever. But I didn't bring that to his event. We were playing the game just fine. Oliver decided to put the game down, and he agreed. But see, there was, in my opinion, Ike seeing an older cast member and was like, I would rather be cool with you or rather stay in good graces with you than this new person that I really just met. Because no shade, Ike had been in my house and everything before his soccer event. And everything was cool. So why you chose to turn up on me out of everybody, I was quite confused. But even when me and Wayne has had whatever we had with each other, that's why I said people keep missing the point. Yes, editing is editing. He cannot play everything as it goes because, child, the episodes will be 6 hours long. But when Wayne was talking and Troy tried to say anything, everyone, not just a few people, everyone shut Troy down. Let him finish. Let him talk. Let him finish. And I'm sitting in my mind thinking, y'all better pay Troy that same respect. I know that much. Because y'all literally shutting him down every time he say something. Y'all was jumping in the conversation with him when Troy and Cameron were talking about what they were talking about. Y'all jumped in the conversation. So how was me inserting myself in a tired conversation that everybody and they met everybody a conversation old as Methuselah. That's when my grandma thought, child, she older than Methuselah. A conversation older than Methuselah. Y'all mad because I came in and I put a quarter on it. I came and put a book on it. When me and Wayne had our words, I told Wayne, I said, how you gonna tell him that was irrelevant? I said, don't do it like that. How you gonna tell him? The only reason I was talking loud is because everybody was already in there falling to pieces. Everybody was already in there going ham because he had just told Troy that it was irrelevant. My point exactly. And he stormed off. Now he outraged. That's why I was loud. And I said what I said. I said, you can't tell him that. It's how you plan on fixing it, but you tell him what he feels is irrelevant. I said, he could have easily told you what you sat there and talked about for 20 minutes was irrelevant. And Wayne gonna hit me with and that's why I said people really be forgetting what they be saying. I'm gonna just say forgetting or whatever. But people be saying so much and doing so much, child, and don't even be remembering half of nothing they be saying or doing. That's why I'm like, child, it is what it is because he bust out his mouth and gonna say, what, why you so hype? What's this? Why you so hype? Oh, you going through something right now. Oh, yeah, I know what you going through. Yeah, you going through something right now. That's why you got why you're so hyped. That sent me because, like I said before, I never told production or anyone on the show anything about my grandma passing. They found that out on social media. They had pulled up at an event where Kendra and Wayne and everybody was, and that's how production them found out because one of my friends or one of my people told them. And I got text from Kendra, text from Wayne. I had never even given my number to these folks. So when I got text from them, I'm like, how did y'all even know what was going to happen? Granted, don't get me wrong, I'm not ungrateful. I appreciated the reaching out and the love, but there was not information that I had even shared with them. And so for you to turn around and try to throw it back up in my face as though that's the reason that I'm sitting here saying what I'm saying to you, sir, if Carrie Mae Stewart was still alive, I still would have said the same thing to you. Because it's facts. Like, we sat there and listened to you say your point and say your piece. And y'all would have had to be there. After Wayne got through talking, saying his piece, he got up and walked over to Tron, was like, let's just hug it out. I'm just trying to get cool so Kendra can perform at your thing and this, that, third. Basically didn't even want Troy to talk. Like, let's just hug it out. I said what I said. It's over with. And I'm like, well, nah, we ain't gonna do that because he got something to say. But that's how Wayne was trying to take it. Like, oh, well, we ain't got to talk about it no more after I said what I said. Let's just go and get cool. And that's when Troy started saying what he was saying. Well, that's not irrelevant because no shade. It was brought amongst us from your camp. No shade. Your side was saying that you felt the way that because they didn't see you and they didn't treat you like you was the main cast member. That came from your folks. Then it come from none of my. It came from a few of my people. Don't get me wrong. That was word on the curb. But sweetheart, that came from somebody over in your camp as well. So when you tell Troy that that's irrelevant, that's not irrelevant because that's the whole point y'all ain't into it. That's the point. But nobody's listening to the point. Everybody, oh, Willa should have stayed out. Like everybody should have, if that's the case. Like everybody should have. Then Ike was like, it was about them at the event hollering this and that. So somebody in the comments was like, well, if they were yelling, why you didn't tell the men to get out? It wasn't about them yelling. Why they need to go outside to yell? They could yell in the house. Okay, so if it was upset, if you were saying that I'm piping up, that's what you were yelling at your event, that I was piping up. I was the only one piping up. I said, child, listen, I've got to be in another dimension or something because I was the only one piped up that night. I was the only one piped up that night. No, I showed you bitches how to pop out. I showed you how to shut it down. Because after I asked Ike, did he want to fight? And the answer was no. Okay, well then at that point, I ain't gonna lie, I did go overboard and I started like bullying him. Because I'm like, you really got me out of character at this point. And I was embarrassed because I don't like to get like that. So let me go all the way. Since I got here, let me go all the way. Let me go all the way. Because I'm like, you didn't awoke it. So let's go and get started with it. Because I'm like, that ain't fair to me. I ain't saying nothing no different than nobody else been in here saying. And if anything, I've got the most sense out of everybody here trying to moderate this. But it goes to show, y'all don't want this to be fixed. That's another reason why me stepping in and saying something was an issue. Because as long as y'all keep on harping on this, y'all always got something to talk about. Why would we fix this? Because after that, what's going to be the next issue? After we fix this, what's going to be the next problem? That's why y'all constantly want to carry on with it. Because I'm like, to be honest with you, I don't get it. Like I was over it. But like I said, for Ike to come in and it was like, something along the lines that we was two people trying to handle their situation. Why did I feel the need to jump in? Everybody was co-signing on everybody's situation. And I asked him, why didn't you say nothing to Drew and his first? Like y'all said, well, I really wasn't paying attention. No, you and Drew were friends. You and Drew were texting or whatever the case y'all was doing. And that's why I'm like, even when I said what I said on TTB and he was saying that there wasn't factual. I'm just going off of what I saw. And I'm going off also what Drew told me, but more so what I saw than what Drew tells me. That's why I kept saying, go over there with your dude. Go over there with your dude.
Even though I know you was very upset in that moment, that was hilarious.
Very. Now that I look back at it, I'm like, girl, you are.
And Oliver came and said, well, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. You damn right.
You right. That's what sister, you good. That's why I'm like, girl, get on with it. So are you good? That's what are you good? What you mean, girl? What I said, girl, get on, go. Am I good? Are you good? Girl, I'm just saying, ain't nobody gonna do nothing. You absolutely right.
It was the bangs. It was the bangs going up and down for me.
And so, the whole Wilma situation came up. And like I said, when I heard that he had called me that, I was gonna confront him. Because why are you playing with my name? It wasn't me thinking nothing because Drew had even come to me and was like, when she heard him say it or whatever the case, she felt like it might have been him being transphobic or whatever. And so she had a conversation. This is what she told me, that she had a conversation with him and was like, I don't appreciate you calling my sister Will, like it's trying to make it seem, Wilma is trying to make it seem like you're being transphobic because it's like trying to do. He was like, no. It's nothing like that at all. Like, it's nothing like that at all. And another reason why I really kind of wasn't gunning for Ike is because when I would talk to Drew would be like, he'll be to say something like, where your friend? Where your friend at? Or where Miss Girlie, like you didn't know who I was. But why are you even asking about me? Like, man, you ain't cool. So why you asking about where I'm at? Like, that lets me know like it probably was more to you getting into it with me than me just saying something at your event. Like you had something to prove saying something to me. You had something to prove getting into it with me because I'm like, why are you? I don't ask about you. When Drew get on my, I don't say nothing about Ike. Baby, you after that day, who are you? Like we was done with it. So when she come and tell me that you asking about me and stuff like that was fueling me because I'm like, you playing. Like you trying
So
to play
Drew,
in my face or something? Like, what's going on?
Drew being a bone collector.
I love my sister, y'all. I keep saying that. I love my sister. But yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
Definitely.
Oh man. Well, now, if you were very emotional and you left the sock event, and how how did you manage to hit my car?
So listen, I'm going to explain this very clearly. I was the last to arrive at the soccer event. I was the last person to arrive. Shortly after I got there, and this is the part I didn't remember because Charlie happened no soon as I got there. Like they was like, "Can you move your car over a little bit?" But I still was the last car in the driveway. They was just like, "Can you move your car over this way?" I didn't think of why. I just was like, "I'm the last car in the driveway." I moved over. So hey, Jason. So Troy came in out of nowhere or whatever, and I still didn't think like, where did this girl park? Like, I'm not thinking about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember being the last person in that park, and when I was ready to get on down, because I had felt my emotions kind of creeping up, and it wasn't because of what they was going through. I was dealing with a lot. Like I was dealing with a lot, and it was a lot for me to be there. Like if y'all seen the scene with me and Kendra literally walked in my house and was like, "Sister, are you okay? How you been?" I was like, girl, it's a process." That was literally the day before his event. Yeah, I switched wigs, baby. I'm that cold like that. But that was literally the next day. So no, I was still grieving, like still very much so going through what I was going through. So when I see myself about to tear up and cry, anytime I cry, I get emotional because I'm like, why are you feeling so hurt that you're crying? Like, what happened? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, crying makes me cry. So when I seen like you getting emotional, I'm like, get away from these folks. Go away because nobody here is really, I'm not gonna say nobody here is for you, but you don't know these folks like that. And I just never wanted to really let them see me like that because I didn't even know.
Okay.
Child, Drew stupid ass and call.
Here she go. I'm sorry. Here she go. Here she go. Wait. She on mute. She on mute.
She muted.
You're muted.
There we go. Child, this girl called my phone 3, 4 times. Child, you don't want anything. Is she down here in the comments? Talking about did you make it safe? You ain't have to call me 12 times for that.
What's what's she saying?
Talking about did I make it safe?
Oh.
Girl, that ain't why you calling. Your man said it's calling because you done heard whatever you done heard about this interview I already. Child, call.
Yeah, because the word will travel real fast, baby. I'm
Baby, the same way that word traveled on this story for her to knew I was gonna be doing it tonight. She know what's going on. See, that's one thing about me, baby. I ain't playing, and that's I don't play with my sister. Baby, I don't play with Drew. That's why I can't have a friendship with Drew because my sister. Yeah, that's why I say y'all have to know Drew. Like y'all have to just know Drew. Drew is an excited type of person. So if she have any tears, she see you about to say it, she gonna about say it before you say it. She just excited like that. And maybe it's messy, maybe it's co-signing, but if you know her heart, you know she don't mean no harm. She from Jersey. Maybe that's how people in Jersey are, baby. I don't know. She from Jersey, show child.
I've never been. I haven't encountered too many people from Jersey to know how they like.
I
Child,
know.
people I seen from
My
Jersey
dad
was
in
Snooki, and Snooki looked like she aggravating. So I don't know.
That's most people's introduction to Jersey is Snooki. Ooh, so moving past the sock event and the fender bender, how was the in person? Even though you and I were there, but how was your perspective of the HIV awareness event that Troy had put on, like with the whole performances and just like the overall event as a whole? Like, how did you enjoy it?
So first of all, I've never been to a ball. And so when he said ball, I'm like, oh girl, you're gonna have to put it on. Girl, you're gonna have to put it on. And like I said, I was so, I was just, yeah, it was just a struggle. Like when I say that's why I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I literally have anxiety every Wednesday. When the show come out, I literally am about to have a panic attack because I'm like, what do I look like? What do I look like? What do I look like? And it's like when it's over, I'm like, girl, you did all that panicking for nothing because the people just give me my life. Like they give me my flowers. Like, and that's the one thing that just that's why you say, was it anything you ever expected? No. I didn't expect people to really take a liking to me like they took a liking to me like my first season and everybody just goes up to me like I didn't expect it at all. So when we got to the event, I was happy to see that it was cute. Like I don't like big spaces because I feel like it makes it look like it's kind of empty. So it's like for the space, it was a pretty decent sized space. Everybody had their own little area that they were in. Everybody looked nice. I had my stuff on, my mask, girl, like I was going to a bloody funeral, child. It was just everything. And so when the performance, Rico, when I say Rico with a K, he performs hands down every time. Give you what you need, good energy. He does his thing. Kendra does her thing. The people that came out there did the voguing and what's the Messiah? What his name is? Out of the folks that came out there did that. That was cute. Um, Child, I had seen Lauren, honey. I hadn't seen her in a while. Um, it was a nice event. I think that it was important for everybody to be there and to learn things that they may not have known and just to educate themselves and be able to educate other people as it pertains to HIV and AIDS or whatever and things of that nature. Just know your status, get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was a nice event. It was well put together. They had drinks, of course. And it was cool. I think he was kind of sitting like next to me. I didn't speak, didn't say too much, but he sung a song and it was like, this is for anybody who ever lost somebody. And I'm like, you talking about me? Are you what you talking about me? And so I remember seeing a comment. It was like, I want to see Willa face while Ike is singing. Thank God I was in the back in the dressing room because I just got Drew together a little bit for her performance. So I stayed in the back while he was singing, but I wasn't making no faces, whatever. Yeah, I know.
One thing I can say about Willa is that whenever I see her, baby, Laverne and Shirley are out to play. She be having the girls out, baby. I knew it. Every single
It's Laverne and Shirley for me.
Laverne and when she came to her birthday, let me tell you about Willa at her birthdays. You had a jean jacket, right, and like a midriff.
Yes, it was a jean 2-piece.
And now I'm thinking, oh, there's probably like a tank underneath or something. And then somebody had walked in that she had do it. She said, "Hey, girl, baby, full titty."
Yes, no, I had no bra. I had on no bra. I barely had on panties. Everything was out. Child, how often do you turn 30? You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't even phased because I'm like, this is what I expect. I feel like if this wasn't I would be surprised.
Right.
It's the thing. I had a conversation with Troy about this the other day. Troy was like, I really like you because your sexy is tasteful. He was like, you're not trashy, like you're not really slutty. It's like you give sexy, but it's not overbearing, like it's not over the top. Now, granted, that outfit right there, I hadn't tried it on until I put it on. So I didn't know what to expect. Like I didn't know what was gonna happen. But I was like, well, you in it now, girl. What you gonna do? Like the ruffles and the stuff in the front was looking like it was covering up something. But child, if I would have clapped or pointed at anybody or anything, it was out. It was over with for that.
I would say that outfit at the HIV awareness and the black coat that you wear later is probably my faves.
Mm,
Those are
mm.
probably two of my
Uh-huh.
faves.
The Fashion Nova child. Yes, but no, I just I wear my boobs out. They are officially 3 years old. They turned 3 April 16th. They were a gift. So of course, like I said, it's like I was saying earlier about trans girls. A lot of trans girls, they do a lot of escorting and stuff like that to pay for surgeries and stuff like that. And depending upon the pressure on them, that's how hard they go. So it's like people really be in the streets, like thugging it in the streets, so that they can be the girl. And it's like I had already started getting work done before I knew I was going to transition. Like I had already started getting silicone shots and all of that type of stuff before I had even really transitioned. I started doing it in 23. And when I finally made my mind up, like, oh, you gonna be the girl, like you finna be a girl, like you know this, like girl, quit playing. When I was 24, I went larger, like on my hips and stuff like that, because I'm like, you gotta start building your silhouette at this point. And I did. And so I had body work for years, you know what I'm saying? Years. And I was taking my hormones. And my mom doesn't have really big boobs. So it's like I didn't really ever really grow any. So of course I had to go buy them. And I had a friend that was going and she wanted to have surgery on whatever, real fish. She wanted to have surgery on whatever she was getting done and she didn't want to go by herself. So she volunteered, like, girl, I'm paying for your boobs, girl. So you can go with me because I don't want to go by myself. And I said, well, Sharon, you ain't got to tell me twice, girl. Listen, that was getting me something real quick. And
Okay.
Sharon, and I went down there before she did and got my stuff before. And she came down there the day after and she got hers. And we was child in the bathroom taking pictures, bloody. Child bandaged up, child. We didn't care, but that was, that was sister time.
Well, I tell you, titties make you feel powerful. For the few hours that I have them on, bitch, I feel like a bad bitch.
I'm telling you because it's certain things you can wear that you probably couldn't wear at first. Like that was the most exciting part to me when I got mine. Like, girl, you gonna be able to wear some low cut. You gonna be able to wear some stuff, girl. You ain't got to worry about putting no socks in there. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story. I used to pay my bra with socks, like my little Nike socks or whatever little socks and a chicken cutlet. Like the little, you know what a chicken cutlet is, child, that thing that look like a little chicken breast. I used to put my socket behind there and lay that thing in my bra. And one day I was at the club in Memphis, honey, bent over, turned. Girl, and I just so happened to look down on the ground, child, my whole socks sitting on the floor. Then fell out my bra, child, and I instantly swiped her back on up, stuffed her right on back in that bra, baby, and kept on twerking. Period. True
The show
story.
must go on.
Honest to God story, y'all.
I believe it, baby.
Okay. Okay, well, we got one more question before we go into the game that we play in every interview. So, where were you? Because we're still at the HIV awareness event. So, where were you at when the fight happened with Rico and Dominique, and what was on your mind when that happened?
To be honest, a whole lot of nothing was on my mind because I had been at the party, and I hope this ain't nothing for me saying this or whatever, but I was at the party minding my own, like I had been that whole night. Because, child, listen, I was just honored to be invited to something else after I had clown like I clown. And so I was like, just be on your best behavior, girl, be on your P's and Q's. But Dominique had come up to me and was like, I'm gonna confront such and such or whatever. I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna say something to him. And don't you follow me. Don't you come out here with me. And I looked at him and I said, okay, I'm not. Cause I'm like, child, listen, So I let him go out. He went on outside and I'm like, girl, you gonna let him really go outside? And I thought about it for a second. I said, get you a drink, then you go outside. So I stopped by and was about to grab some wine, and I stepped outside. And when I went outside, Dominique was standing up against the wall, like chilling. I want to say he might have been talking to somebody, but I was like, oh, he ain't saying nothing. So I just had assumed that he wasn't gonna say anything because that was during the time the party was still going on. So when it finally got to the point where he did say something to him, I was standing right behind Rico. I was standing behind Rico, and I heard he was like, "You had so much to say, you called me casserole," and I stopped. They didn't air this part, but I stopped Rico. I said, "Child, did you just say casserole?" And he was like, "Yes." I said, "Child, y'all done made me hungry." So I'm talking about casserole, child. I thought y'all was talking about green bean casserole, tater tot casserole, something for real. You talking about this boy? So they had to come, and I was sitting just back, just watching. And I was like, long as don't nobody jump, Dominique, I'm cool. So they were arguing and doing whatever they were doing. And Kendra come up to me and she was like, girl, let them have it. And that's one thing I really, oh Jesus, that's one thing I can say when it comes to Kendra. Kendra has been such a saving grace to me because she's been telling me what to do and what not to do. Like not necessarily what to do and what not to do, but the do's and don'ts.
Mm-hmm.
And she was pretty much being to me what she wished she had when she stepped into it or whatever. And I just really appreciate her for that. That's why I bring her with me. Like, girl, this ain't just me. This me and you. Like, girl, you helping. Like, come on, let's get it together. That's why I started doing. Been doing Kendra hair for her, stuff like that. Cause, child, that's my girl. Like, we locked in. Like, I love Miss Kendra. But I was standing back chilling. And when I seen them throw the first lick, I was trying to get out of my heels just to help break up or whatever I needed to do. But I had realized in the process of getting out of my heels that I bent both of them. So at that point, I didn't care nothing else about that fight. I didn't care anything about that fight. I was caring about my heels and how I was going to bend them back into place.
So one thing I remember from that incident as it pertains to you is because we know that because and Dario talked about it is that he got maced probably the worst out of everybody
Bad,
that was out.
bad, bad. No, it went straight in his face.
So
Straight in his face.
and Dario was an unfortunate bystander. But what I remember about you is because people were trying to get him to get wash his eye out with water, and I don't think they showed this on the episode, but I remember I had this recording of Willa be like, that man can't get no water. She needs some
He
milk.
needs some milk.
He needs some milk.
Some milk. Get that boy some milk. Yes, baby. He needs some milk, baby. Get that boy some milk. He don't need no water. He needs some milk. And next time I seen Dario, he had some milk in his hand. Getting them ass together.
Because somebody had to go.
I said, if y'all ain't got no milk, bring us some buttermilk ranch dressing or something. Y'all gonna have to get him something creamy. Cause baby, that water gonna get him to all the way together.
I was like, he was really having to put that milk in his eye. I was so scared. I was so scared.
No, Dario got it. Dario got it real bad. Dario got it real bad.
God bless her.
Yeah.
Still working in the midst of it all.
Right.
Cause child. Ooh, but go ahead, Scotty.
Okay, so now we're towards the end of the show where we played a game. And this game includes everybody on the cast except for you. We call everybody's name and you say exactly what you think of that person. So we're gonna everybody says that when it's time to play that game. So the first name that we're gonna call out is Aaron Thomas.
Phineas and Ferb.
Go
Phineas and Dan. I can't unsee it.
Ever
baby, y'all see how Phineas' head shaped like a Dorito? I promise you, if I hold a Dorito in my hand and Aaron's sitting right there, now you close one eye. I promise you.
Willa, you must be stopped.
Wait, y'all don't think that boy look like Phineas?
I have no comment. I have absolutely nothing to say in regards to that comment.
Aaron is really sweet. He can sing. He sung for me for my birthday. He really can sing. Like he can sing. Like yes, God. He's very reserved. I want to say because I don't really know a lot about Aaron. Like he seemed really cool, but he seemed kind of like he got a little side or something to him. that he is not yet to show. Maybe that's just
Mm.
me. But yeah.
Okay, next up is going to be Rico Cassadine.
Rico Cassandra, honey. I ain't, let me see. Rico is cool. I have liked Rico pretty much from the time I met him. I wasn't quite a fan when he turned into Candy Burris on me, but uh,
Not Candy Bird.
and when I say when he turned Candy Burris, my man, ain't nobody gonna talk about my man, yeah, baby. Candy Burris came to defend Miss Wayne, honey. The old child talking about some. She felt like Willa shouldn't have had nothing to do with it because wasn't nobody really trying to hear her. I told Rico, I said, child, you act like a fan of the show instead of somebody who actually on the show. Let's just go and call it what we gonna call it. I said, because wasn't you there at the event when me and Ike made up? So why you acting like me and him still into it or something? I'm confused. But other than that, I like Rico. He's very hospitable, child. I went over to the, oh my God, like Rico house is everything.
Yes, it
When I say
is.
everything, and his mama is the hostess with the mostest, baby. Do you
Baby.
Yes,
understand
she
me?
is.
That's why I was so pissed. I said, "What y'all want to go to Bulldogs for?" We was having a
That's
good
what
time.
I said. I didn't want to go. I wanted to stay at Rico house, baby. What? I said, baby, this the club right here. I felt so warm. We were sitting all out in front of 5 people. To be honest with you, you can learn a lot about a person from their family. His family seems very loving and nurturing, like family is very important to them. So Rico strike me as a type, like after meeting his family, that when he mess with you, he mess with you. Like he
He
locked
really.
in with you, for sure, for sure.
I agree. Cameron.
That's my husband.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is.
That's my little hubby. That's my show hubby or whatever. Even though Cameron been out here giving his bone cat to Javiticus and everything. And and whomever else child, Cameron is my husband. He my show husband.
I feel like
Martin Lawrence, though, that's what I thought about when I first seen Cameron. Martin
No.
Lawrence.
I
Mm-hmm.
feel like in addition to the actual name of the game, she has to give us their nickname as well.
Yeah, everybody got nicknames for
Did I
sure.
get one?
I gave you one over the weekend, but I can't remember what it is.
It'll come back. Just I will
I
let.
really want to see because it's either gonna be Isha or Elder in it somewhere. So we gonna see what it is. But I can't remember what I called you.
I,
What did I call
it was
you?
something.
It's gonna be okay. Now I'm gonna think of another one because Rico with a K. That's Marquita. Dominique is Nequa. Troy is Troina. Drew is Drew Nail or Drew Nisha. Dario is Andale.
uh,
Kiri is Carisha. Um, Everybody got them a little one too. Rico Cassandra. Um, I haven't given Kendra one yet. Sometime or Kendrella, but I haven't gave her the one that I want to just flat out give her yet.
Mhm.
I gave Ike a nickname when I first met him. His nickname was Ike Turner. And it's just mighty ironic how his
Something.
nickname was Ike Turner at Friday when I first met him. And it's just mighty crazy how our relationship ended up going after that. But yeah, everybody got a nickname for me. If you don't, that means I don't probably mess with you like that.
Well, speaking of, the next person after is Ike.
Talented, genuine. Ike is a genuine person. Granted, we had whatever we had going on. Ike is a man. That's all I can say about that. That's all I really can speak on with that. Ike is a man, and I say that in the aspect of men do what they have to do to make things right. Ike is a man.
okay.
Mhm.
Dominique.
Oh, that's my bitch. That's my Judy. Uh, what that is? Pepperoni. That's what I think about when I think about that bitch. Pepperoni. Um, tall shoes and stuff. Bitch like Frankenstein and she, cause bitch my hoe loves some tall shoes. But Dominique is just when I say Dominique is lying hearted. Like he's definitely lying hearted for sure, for sure. He love hard. He's passionate about his people. And when I say Dominique ain't showing me nothing but love ever since I met him, like nothing but love. Even throughout this whole season, Dominique has not changed to me once. You know what I'm saying? He's been the same. So Dominique's pretty genuine. I like Dominique.
Troy.
Troy's a diva. Um, Troy's my baby. I talk to Troy every single day, multiple times a day. Troy is Troy's spoiled. Troy's a brat or whatever, but Troy is really um he's genuine. Troy is very sensitive, and I don't say that in a negative way. Like he's sensitive as in I don't have to feel like I can't be vulnerable around him. His sensitivity kind of rubs off on me and it kind of makes me want to be softer and be more of a sensitive, vulnerable person. So Troy is I always say Troy is the male version of me. Like me and Troy are pretty much almost like
Okay.
I'm not an only child. I often say this one thing my Judy do, my girl got she got that only child syndrome. I'm not no only child. But other than that, they just I don't know, they just Troy is Troy.
Okay. Oliver.
Oliver is very eclectic. I like Oliver's personality. Oliver is TV gold. And I'm just gonna lay that on out, baby. Can't nobody take that from Miss Girl. Miss Girl that earned her flowers for sure. She is very entertaining. And she is a jump starter, baby. She like jump a cable. She gonna get you cut back on. She gonna turn you back on, baby. I'ma let you know that. I'ma let y'all know that now. She gonna crank you up. She gonna crank you up. But one thing about Oliver, and this is just me from I'm not gonna say because me and Oliver don't have too many personal encounters, but some of the ones that we have, Oliver has allowed me to see him. Oliver is a genuine person. Oliver is a genuine person. He's a sweetheart. Um, yeah, I often say he messy as hell. Oliver messy or whatever. He but yeah. Now I ain't gonna say he's messy. His actions and his conversations and topics sometimes he a jump starter. Period. That's it. He's a jump starter. He's a puppet master, baby. He knows how to pull the strings.
To be in the drama, but not in the drama at the same time.
Oh, baby, he one of them type of bitches that be in there rattling and stirring them pots and try to act like he don't know what's ready for dinner or when dinner ready. And see, that's the one thing that I'm gonna say that I don't be necessarily feeling when it comes to him because it's like you be rattling them pots and act like you don't know when dinner ready. You know what's going on. Act so oblivious. So what do you mean? What did I do? What went on? You know what you did and what that went on because we in here scrapping. And you the one standing in front of us after we picking our lashes and wigs and stuff about the floor. Sister, you good? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. You right? Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. And I'm picking my wig up off the floor. Champ, jump starter. She's a jump starter, but no, she's a sweetheart. Oliver is a sweetheart, and y'all will see a little bit more of him. Like kind of open up a little bit more about his personal and him as a person too as the season goes on.
Okay, Lil Kendra.
Oh baby, that's my right hand, baby. Baby, that's my right hand, baby. She bread, I'm butter. What's going on, baby? What's good? Talented, strong. Kendra is so strong. When I say Kendra is so strong, things that me and Kendra have sit up and talk. Kendra is spiritual as well. Let me put that out there because my girl know God. And when I tell you, Kendra literally has spoken some things to me that God told her about me, and I knew it was legit because I remember thinking in my mind, this coming from Kendra, like, and no shade. This is when we first met. I was like, this coming from Kendra, and Kendra literally came out of her mouth when I thought that and said, "And child, the Lord has sent people you least expect." And when she said that, I knew then she was somebody that I had to have in my life because she serves more than than anything on this show. She serves the purpose of a friend, and she also serves the purpose for relaying to me what God had her relate to me. And I just feel like me and her been locked in ever since then. So strong, spiritual, talented, loving, funny. They're hilarious. The bitch is hilarious. I am about to hit someone. But when I say that's my favorite thing that Kendra says, baby, she is hilarious. That's my girl.
Oh,
Oh,
Wayne the Wayne the Pain.
Wayne the Pain. So,
he has.
at first Wayne was Big Brother. Don't get me wrong. Me and Wayne is still Big Brother or whatever. I didn't appreciate him like kind of sliding in on me in his confessionals or whatever. Only because how can I explain this? If I show you, and this is not to sound cocky or nothing like that, but if I show you gratitude to not read you, I just ask for the same thing because it's like I didn't slide in on you in my confessionals, but you and I both know I could, and that's really what I had to say, and that's why I felt the way because I'm like I paid you their respect of not going in there and really doing you any type of way because of the type of relationship that I thought we had or friendship that I thought we had. And it was never because I have to keep saying this, it was never of me crushing on Wayne. I never have ever had a crush on Wayne. I've never wanted to be with Wayne. And Wayne is handsome. He called me pretty when he first met, and I said he was handsome. I always uplift anybody that know me. If you see me come in the room, I'm gonna pay a compliment. Like I'm gonna uplift. That's just me. Like that's just me. And sometimes it's taken. I'm gonna put it like this. Anytime a trans girl says something to Butch Queen or something, sometimes they always take us so wrong. Like we just are obsessed with them and wanna be. And this is not no shade to like nothing going on with nobody in my life personally, but I have seen boys kind of look at the trans girls like they be delusional or something, like they just be so wanting them so bad. No, it's not that. And granted, some girls are pushy and overbearing. But if I give you a compliment, it's not because I want to jump your bones. You gonna know when Willa wants that action. You gonna know when Willa is intrigued and ready to you know, get a little closer. But I just didn't like how he came and kind of you thought you was Lil Kendra from C. I had never even met Lil Kendra or seen Kendra really anything personal about her until I met her. I had seen her on the reunion from the season before or whatever when she was wearing the blue or whatever the case. That's when I really had seen her. But as far as anything else, seen her for you to say that I thought that I was her was trying to bite her style or something like that, I just didn't like that. And in my mind, I was like, they gonna start comparing us. Like you didn't do nothing but make the girls try to compare us. Or now they finna say something like how Kendra been taking L's just for being collateral damage. Like people like Wayne Kendra shouldn't be taking as much as she's taking or taking as many hits or jabs as she's taking just being your friend. People are into it with you and she getting hit in the crossfire. So I was like, let me just be quiet with what I say anyway, because I'm not gonna be one of those people that shades her trying to get to you and say
Mm-hmm.
whatever it is I had to say to you. So we talked about our issue. We discussed the Wayne is cool or whatever. I don't have no issue with him. And one thing about Kendra, she's always gonna speak highly of Wayne and wants people to see him for how she see him. And I can't do nothing but respect it. Because she know him, you know what I'm saying? If you know him that well to really push him like that, then who am I to say, that he ain't what you say he is?
Mm. Mm.
But Wayne is Wayne. I don't really Wayne is Wayne, he's handsome. Um he got nice waves and stuff. And I like how he rock for the girls. Like I like how he rock and roll for the trans women.
I do like their relationship though.
Yeah.
I can tell.
They joined they been through a lot together, and I feel like he does a lot of looking out for her, and she do the same for him. That's why I say I really appreciate that. Like for him, like me being her friend, I like how he look after her. Like I like how he motivate her, push her, and just look after her, make sure she's straight.
So after Wayne, we have Rico with the K.
I like Rico with a K. He has great energy. He's very positive. He's a sweetheart. When I say Rico is a sweetheart, never really seen him upset. He's slow to anger, so I'm like I've never really seen him upset. He has gotten his hair done by me, so I definitely appreciate he's supportive. Rico with a K is just he's just everything. I think everybody had the same story when it comes to Rico with a K. Like Rico with a K is just one of them type of kindred spirits, honey, that you don't find that often. And he is a very bright light. And I can't see him dim in no time soon.
We do love Rico.
Okay. Drew Friday.
Oh my sister. um, she is energetic. She is lively. She is um my sister Missy, I'm just gonna put it out there because they really was wearing me down for trying to defend my girl, but I'm like, that is my girl. Like everybody is a little messy. She just, she just don't know how to. She don't stick her land, and maybe that's what my sister do. Like she have all the raw material. She just got to stick the land, and when it comes to certain things, but she's very talented. She's very she's a sweetheart. She's trustworthy or whatever. She's a like Drew is a good person. Like just she all around from things that I've been through that she's been through before I have. She's just a great person as it pertains to like advice and people like Drew just wants to be there for her friends. Drew just wants to be there one that her friends she want to be there one the only one that her friends calls for all her friends, like if that makes sense. Like
Mhm.
she wants to extend herself to be everything for everyone that she cares about.
Right.
I could see that, and I just only got to know her through this season, so yeah, I do love Drew. I do love Drew. But
Drew,
last but
I
not least,
think that Drew, I think, and I want to say this in her defense, I think that coming into this group can be kind of uncertain or whatever because it is a lot of strong personalities, and I think that Drew is just trying to see where she fits in.
mhm,
And I think that maybe a part of why she was so co-signing is because she kind of wanted to show up and just kind of prove herself. But I feel like it kind of read wrong because her intentions like was just to defend her people. Her intentions were right, but I think it was kind of read wrong because it's like you the newbie girl, just kind of stay out of it. It's like your time is coming, whatever the case. But Drew is definitely main cast. I'm proud of my girl. Cause she put in the work. So, you know, Drew is Drew. Drew is Drew.
but last but not least is JMO.
JV honey, Javiticus. Um, Jay is talented. Jay is definitely damn, I don't know what to say about Jay. I really don't know what to say about Jay because I don't really know where me and Jay are. To be quite honest with you, I don't know what to say about Jay because I don't know the status of our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really. I mean, from what I knew before, he's a very talented person. He's one of them type of people. If he say he's gonna do something for you, he's gonna definitely most certainly get it done. He's dependable for sure. Um, Jay is pretty quiet for the most part, or whatever. Just me being around. But one thing I will say about Jay, Jay is one of those type of people where it doesn't take much to get him to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that's no issue. Like everybody has their gauge. Everybody can get up to 10, but it's the things that you say when you're on 10. And then he quickly comes back down. And I'm like, dang. So did you really feel like that or no? Because you said some tough rough, and now you ain't really on it right now. So it's like it ain't no in between with him. Like it ain't no 0, 5, 10. It's 0, 10, and then back to 0. They're
Mm-hmm.
not saying like he is screaming and yelling at nobody. It's more so what you say when you're upset about certain people. Like it's what you say about certain people when you're upset, and you may not necessarily feel that way the next moment, but you've already said it. So
Mhm.
that's where I'm at with like him. But other than that, Jay ain't no bad person. Jay trying to get it out the mud, like, and I've seen Jay trying to get it out the mud like everybody. That's why I really commend a lot of people because I know a lot of the people personally and things that we deal with outside of the show and personal. Everybody is grinding, everybody is hustling, everybody is getting it out the mud to put on a great show for everybody and to really put themselves out there. So I have to give that to everyone, regardless if we talk speaking anything. Everyone I have seen literally blood, sweat, and tears for their craft.
I do, and
Um,
yeah, Jay definitely came in clutch for me, for sure.
Yeah.
With that yellow dress that I wore to that premiere party because it was not happening otherwise.
I tell you the dress that he made for my grandma's funeral when he showed me the hat that went with it. I'm like, Jay, you done made a hat to go with it. Child, who thinks of this? Who thinks of this? But it was everything. Like I seen him. I've been in the house. You know what I'm saying? Seeing him making stuff for Dominique. Seeing him making stuff for Troy. Seeing him making different gowns and stuff for Drew and her competitions and all sorts of stuff. Troy, Jay making stuff for Raquel, Lord, and all these different people. Jay worked. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay definitely is pushing his brand. Like he's definitely getting it out the mud like the rest of us. I just don't know. Like I said, where me and him necessarily went wrong. But I'm pretty sure a conversation after a conversation is had, it wouldn't be hard to find out.
I believe it. I definitely.
Yeah, it wouldn't be hard to have no conversation find out.
but okay, Jamal, before we get to the last question, Willa, they want to know what your zodiac sign is.
I'm an
I haven't
Aries.
seen it. Okay.
Aries, honey, April 11th, 1992, honey. Your girl just turned 32 weeks ago.
I don't know nothing about the zodiacs. I don't even gonna pretend to know. It's cute though. It's a cute little club to be in.
The 30,
I don't know.
30, 30.
Okay, and so Scotty and I are on a campaign, right?
uh,
And I know that you just kind of met him and I recently. But we're gonna ask you
Mhm.
the question anyway. Do you believe? And we want to give your honest opinion because I know you're a real bitch. Do you believe that Scotty and I would be qualified to host the reunion?
Oh, now hold on a minute. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes because y'all are closer to the cast than I could imagine anyone else. Because
mm,
Jamar, I see you at events always. You know what I'm saying? I see you, with production always. Scotty, I've been seeing you around or whatever, but I just seen you come on around, honey. And it's like it's not biased
not
with
Dominique.
y'all. It's
Uh-huh.
not it's not biased with y'all. It's like y'all definitely see everybody for who everybody is. Y'all would ask the questions that the people want to know. But like
Mm-hmm.
I said, with an unbiased type of opinion, it ain't like you asking questions for your friend because you want, your friend to get avenged at the reunion type of thing. Like I feel like if y'all were to host it, I feel like y'all ask what need to be asked. I feel like people would be comfortable talking to y'all because of the relationship that we have had and started to build with y'all from y'all being around since we've been filming the season. I think that would be good. Y'all definitely qualified.
Mm, that's mainly what we want
Mm.
to know. You know, we just on the campaign. Daria, I hope you're watching.
Yeah, and Dale watching child. Hey, and Dale. Hey, and Dale.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
So the last question that we like to ask at the end of all of our interviews is, do you feel like, did you have a good time? Do you feel like we did our job as a host of the show? Like, give us your feedback.
Yeah, I really have to tell y'all, I commend y'all, take my hat off to y'all for being so patient with me in the beginning of this interview. Cause child, I know y'all was like, girl, she late. Child, did she even more late all at the airport and everything. So I really thank y'all for y'all level of professionalism. Cause baby, y'all got the kid right on here. Y'all didn't make me feel uncomfortable. No nothing. So I was like, let me make sure I show out for them, get them what they need. But no, I really, really, really love y'all professionalism. Y'all ask the questions that the kids needed to ask. And the reason I like y'all questions is because it gave me a chance to kind of explain why I did what I did and acted how I acted. And just a little bit more insight on me. So I appreciate y'all for giving me the opportunity to be able to do that. And yeah, y'all just awesome. Keep up the good work. I'm glad y'all invited me. I'm glad I got the opportunity.
Period. Absolutely. That's it. Now, depending on how the rest of the season go, because we thinking we're gonna get everybody, one time during the season, and that be it. But depending on what it is, we may have some of y'all back because we may need to revisit some things when
Oh,
stuff.
baby, I'll definitely be back if y'all have me.
Because I'm sure after some things, we're gonna talk about more things.
Oh, yes, God. The season ain't even started, baby. Let's see y'all something. Yeah, listen, y'all, I'm not saying this because I need y'all to view the show. No, baby. The the best is yet. Do you hear me? The best is yet.
Oh God, this is y'all are crazy. Let me tell you something about this whole cast is ridiculous and crazy. All of y'all are nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Every single one of y'all are your own way are crazy. But we have thoroughly enjoyed. You gave us a whole real situation. Like I feel like nobody else could get away with that but you.
Thank you,
Right.
thank you, thank you.
Nobody.
Listen, I'm in baggage claim child doing the interview, but I wasn't gonna miss it for sure.
And
Well,
I
thank you for coming up, Willa. We do appreciate it. We definitely
Thank y'all
appreciate
for having me.
is there anything you want to say to the people before we run? Anything you want to promote? Anything you want to let them know?
Baby, tune in to Chasing Atlanta next week. It'll be on from 7 Central Child, something like that. And me and Drew Nail Friday, honey, will be hosting the after party. So make sure that y'all tune into the episode and also tune in right after for your girl, honey. Because,
it.
baby, I'm going to give my unsolicited opinions, child.
Opinion. Do you have
All right.
the flyer for
Huh?
next week? Do you have the flyer for
Yeah,
next
I
week?
got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. So before we end this, let me let the people know that next week on the Prelude we have Drew Friday. As a matter of fact, Drew Friday
Ooh.
next week.
Hey!
At 8 7 Central. Yes, indeed. Drew Friday will be here. And don't y'all, I know how y'all do when we invite certain people up here. Y'all be like, well, y'all need to ask them the question. No, we're gonna ask him we're gonna ask her all the questions that y'all need to be asked. Okay. I'm pretty sure y'all want us to ask her all of the questions. So we're gonna ask her everything that y'all want because y'all got it out for Drew Friday. Y'all got it out for Drew
Mm-hmm.
Friday.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what she say to the children, child.
She is. It is a mess. I love her though.
Yes,
I love
indeed.
her.
Right. Okay. Well,
Yes, but
and
thank
then
y'all, honey.
if, well, before you go, Willa, let me let you know. Just reading the comments, people have there are people saying that this is the best interview that we have done this season so far, despite all the imperfections that we had with, doing it from the baggage claim, doing it from you in the car, doing it to you walking in your house, seeing your people. People are saying
Yes.
that this is the best interview that they have seen from us this entire season. So,
This the real. I'm talking about y'all that got the realest version of Willa child. I'm sitting here, child, her in a ponytail, honey. Marco's uniform, child, family and everything, child. Y'all done got it in the raw. So I appreciate y'all for even just allowing me, like I said, so now. And hopefully I see you two pretty soon, sitting in between some couches.
Listen. And if Bandario gives me that green light, now y'all know if y'all don't come with the fashions, because I'm coming in a look, baby. Best believe. I'm trying to inform the
Girl,
girl.
we gotta find a chair big enough to fit out that ass on.
Mine. Mine. You ain't seen that type of truck you got going on back there.
I got a little taste. Child, I can work at Marco's. I'm have whole chest drawer.
Oh,
My God.
need to have her own throne.
Yes, indeed.
All right then. Well, you guys, we are out of here, y'all. Until next Thursday with Drew Friday. We will see y'all then. Talk to y'all later.
See y'all later.